Danganronpa.
Hello, everyone. Let me just double check one thing. Okay. Okay, mic's working? Good. That mic is sometimes, stingy. Okay. Tonight, I think we are going to finish this game off. We are ready to start the final chapter. I don't know how long it's going to go, because I know that there's not very much as far as the daily life act of this chapter, other than just a bunch of pretty straightforward dialogue. But then we go into investigation, and then the final trial, which I know is going to be pretty long. So, alright. Let us get this started. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people are putting together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That's the Mastermind's true identity. Our enemy's finally been revealed. But right now, yeah, we're still in the trash chute. Right now, we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Hey, Coolio. Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's check that door again. It's locked, but we have a way to open this door. Yeah, Kyoko has that master key. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Oh, okay. Hey, Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open the store, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it in the keyhole. And then... yes, it opened!
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally. We're finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight had just begun. Well, that's a mouthful of a title. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. Oh, thanks for that upskirt shot. Oh, you're welcome, Coolio. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. Hey, Scarlet. I had no idea we were so far down.
Hey.
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. Or we could play the Snake Eater song. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. I haven't yet. Then is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
Right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. Ah. Oh, that's an interesting idea for a monthly. But it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains... Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. I think I already know what I'm gonna do too, then. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something that a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all these years, right? You have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However...
There is something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future.
However...
But he had no interest in detective work, so he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. Sorry, I'm reading the chat. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that, compared to her usual self, she was more talkative. And more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However...
But there's one thing. One thing that I can never forgive. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However...
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. in order to settle the past. Right, she's opening up quite a bit to us. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just cut him out like that?
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Looks like this is it.
Indeed.
On the other side of the store, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember the hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... Yep, we're back.
Whew.
But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. So now what do we do? Glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out... And I'm worried about you, too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then...
Then let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
In other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However...
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time until we're found out. And it's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. Yeah, so he probably already knows. So you're saying rather than just stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't.
Because...
The mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared. You said something like that before. What does it mean?
So...
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little, super uneasy about this, but we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Okay.
Well now.
Hey!
Hi.
Kyoko, I don't mind so much.
I don't believe it!
But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here?
That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay?
You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do?
If the guilty party's exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance.
Kyoko?
Right.
Do whatever you feel you have to.
What?
However...
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
No.
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right? You lose? What's that?
I lose? You, explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
Because
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
in other words,
I was supposed to be chosen as the blackened and then executed, right?
Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. Clever girl. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
right,
And in response to that unexpected development,
indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that, you must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However,
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you'd killed it.
am I wrong?
Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro. You did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackened's exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right?
And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the blackened is me and not Makoto?
Well,
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that.
What is this, a comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence?
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth.
boom, boom.
And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
Because
If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. Ah, that's why he suggested we go right away. He would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire.
however,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto right now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we were making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and square,
that's what we have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice.
So, what's this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Mukuro's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair. Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial. One last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word.
Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed.
Barry,
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for bear jokes. Now, what you suggested might be possible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
in other words,
does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right?
And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory?
I can barely contain myself.
Let's have one final grisly showdown! He agreed. Then we still have a shot at this.
Bear it.
But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end.
You guys.
So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right, every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that,
I can barely contain myself.
then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you.
It's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well good, then let's bear it all! If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of this school,
You guys.
then you win! But if you can't do all that, we'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement! When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure. So what?
hey,
Just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement? You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception. Then it's part of the regulations. Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro... It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but... Okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but... This killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? Then it's not some new guy that we've never seen before, right? Why do you go quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm really angry.
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would ya? Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey,
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto. Let's go. Okay. It's not likely that the mastermind has been off-site because we found their little, like, inner sanctum last time with all the room with all the monitors, where they've apparently been watching us all. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. Could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
however,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle's still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
So,
They had no choice but to accept.
because...
It's all because of that one moment that the Mastermind let down their guard, like I said. So when was it that the Mastermind let their guard down?
So...
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the Mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
Listen.
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However,
And yet somehow the Mastermind was able to do it.
in other words,
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
so...
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost. Us killing each other. They wanted to show the world.
It seemed...
The Mastermind had been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. All of their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
In other words,
So the Mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
Hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
that's right.
That's why they call it Hope's Peak, duh. And for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair. The Mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal, as the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope. But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous, completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet that same motivation is what led to the Mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
In other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The Mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the Mastermind simply ignored the rules, this wouldn't have been a game but a one-sided slaughter.
at the very least,
That's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the Mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished, but in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules, to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the Mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. When that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the Mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed.
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
It would only do the Mastermind harm to have it shown that they had violated their own regulations. But all that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the Mastermind to accept your challenge.
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance. Because you believed in me, another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the Mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue.
wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet.
Whew.
But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least. I won the bet. She She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. You just might have a better poker face than Celeste did. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
correct.
Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There's no option except to win.
Hey,
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone.
however,
Is that really possible?
anyway,
Right now we have to go find the others.
shall we go?
They're probably in the dorms somewhere. Alright. Right, Celeste and Kyoko, poker showdown. I hope it's strip poker. Anyway, wait, what? I think we just go to the dining hall. And suddenly we were greeted with... Oh, damn it. Nope. You again. You okay there, Monokuma? Is he broken? I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. Jeez, what the heck?
However,
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah!
Is that Makoto?
Hey, it's our friends. And Byakuya.
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
you survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'm just asking
Hey,
to
Shelly.
make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Everyone was there. All my friends who struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. Oh yeah, we were kind of in the garbage for quite a while. It's Makoto, and he smells like a wet dog. Get away! Shoo! Shoo! And in a flash, my tears dried up.
Makoto,
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain? Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
it's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you all. I need to tell you all about the last class trial. Last class trial?
In other words,
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it, like I keep telling you.
wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer. And of course, it's not me or any of you. Then who is it? Oh, you guys... Yeah, I hope you guys aren't, watching my stream and driving. I hope you guys don't, wreck or anything. Then who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind. What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to stop it.
However,
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy. You know.
however,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the Blackened is to be executed. The Mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And the Mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you? Yeah, okay, Byakuya's on top of things.
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said, now it's the Mastermind that's ensnared, that's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean.
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. As I'm sure you usually are. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again, later. So knowing all of this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the Mastermind. But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery?
But
But we've been looking around all this time and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You've probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies. Everyone? Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible. Get me away from this yandere stalker.
anyway,
At this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth.
Interesting.
In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say. But figuring out who the Mastermind is and how they killed Mukuro and all the school's mysteries? It's a pretty tall friggin' order. Maybe, but this time the trial's different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh? I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. What? Because of what he said back there. I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint. Yeah, this. Enough puns, here's a hint. I told you already, this game began with 16 participants, and the only people to take a step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
I see.
So you still think it's one of us. Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. But why?
So, in other words,
If the Mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the Mastermind would have had to set foot in the school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
in other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the Mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Mukuro and you get 16. So the Mastermind would have to be one of them.
that's right.
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now? You're saying the Mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious. Wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair, so they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active? Yeah, I mean,
Well,
maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret. Yeah, I think we did that little experiment last time, which seemed to establish that somebody can't watch us and control Monokuma at the same time.
but
That would have to be a pretty sophisticated remote control to be able to do that. I don't care how sneaky you are, we would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right, right?
Then maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they load up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. That's true. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Maybe, but still. Uh-oh. What's this? Hey, buddy.
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode. So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school.
How generous.
Wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name of my family.
At this point, I can rely only on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
Goodbye.
After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. Master! He didn't take me with him.
Hey.
Do you blame him? Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream. Or coffee. You're totally useless! Thanks for that, Toko. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. No, she's gone. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself, too.
just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Yeah, you go do that, buddy. Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves? Yeah, it is. That's another very big possibility, that Mukuro is the mastermind and that she faked her death. And then, if the death was faked, wouldn't that mean someone else has been in cahoots with the mastermind? Possibly. Maybe. What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing.
But,
I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know. But up until now, I haven't really been all that useful. Aw, you've done plenty. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died. Makoto? That's really nice of you to say. I think he's referring to way back in the first trial when Makoto was being suspected. It was a statement from her that actually helped help clear me.
But...
But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless.
Okay.
So I figure, at least here in the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us all get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
So you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko?
However,
Well, don't misunderstand. Ah, Coolio thinks that maybe Sayaka faked her death. And could be. Just because we're going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
so...
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigating doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground. Then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
So then...
Well, I'd better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check. Monokuma said all the doors in the school had been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before.
Makoto.
No matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of this school. And then we can all escape together. I guess I'll start by taking another look at Mukuro's Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but those were at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Mukuro Ikusaba, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. The headmaster's room, the biolab, and the door in the data center with Monokuma's face on it. Oh, and the second floor of the dorms where the gate was down before. That should be open now, right? After that, I'll have to double-check the areas that are connected to the murder. Which means the garden and the dojo. Okay, time to get started. Then let's get right to it. First is that second floor area of the dorms. This has been locked up until now. The gate's open. We can finally check out the second floor of the dorms, which means I have to do it. Holy crap! This is the second floor of the dorms? Alright, cool. Looks like some ancient ruins. Or no, it's more like a battlefield, like a bomb blew up here or something. The bed's completely torn apart. I mean, it's not even really a bed anymore, it's just garbage. And are those blood stains on it? This room's filled with lockers. Must have been for the Hope's Peak students who came before us. The class before ours must have used these lockers. Wonder if I can open this locker. Nope, locked. There's a card reader installed on the door. That must be how you get the locker open. After all, it's pretty similar to the card readers for the locker rooms on the second floor of the school. And you have to use your e-handbook to open those up. So does that mean... Well, let's just give it a try. I took out my handbook and ran across the card reader. And then... No luck. Maybe only the locker's owner can open it, which means none of us can do it. Alright then. Well, there's nothing we can do here yet. Until we find a way to open the lockers. This room still looks pretty nice. This room doesn't really feel like a student's room. It has a more adult atmosphere.
Correct.
Monokuma lied. He said he opened every door in the school. He didn't open the locker door. Yep. Coolio calling out a contradiction there. It's the headmaster's private room. Kyoko.
Indeed.
I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret. So I decided to check it out one more time. A regret. Why do you... Wait. Oh, for some reason I thought that... that desk, that shelf thing there was smaller. I thought you kind of looked like a midget standing next to it. Kyoko looks almost meek right now. She must be thinking about something. I probably shouldn't bother her. Yeah, we have a very, very obvious looking door right there. Yeah, here. A leather chair. Can't imagine a student using something like this. Must have been the headmaster's. The desk is home to a computer. Must have belonged to the headmaster. There's a PC on the desk. Must have belonged to the headmaster. Break out the liquor. I wish I could, but it doesn't look like I can interact with it. Whoever used this last, it looks like they were very interested in the ultimate despair. The PC still has some search results left on it. Then we might be able to get some info on the ultimate despair.
However...
There's not much, though. Nothing we don't already know.
In other words...
The ultimate despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sorts of people, those whose driving force comes from despair.
However...
And that's all there is. Not much to it, is there?
Whew.
But I guess that's the best he could do as a complete Kirigiri failure. Oh, ouch. Savage. But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on.
Correct.
I see. That's a good outlook to have. What about this obvious-looking thing? Huh, there's a strange gap in the wall. Is it some kind of design mistake or a construction defect or something?
So...
There's a gap here, but not just any normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out. A breeze?
Indeed.
There's likely an open space on the other side of this wall. Open space? Does that mean... You mean like a hidden room? I think I might know how to open it. You know how to open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something?
Indeed.
A very easy trick, yes. So easy, I'm not sure you can even call it a trick. I saw a program on that PC that I think controls it. Enter the right password and the door should open right up.
However...
But I don't have a clue what that password might be. All we know is it's probably made up of letters and or numbers. We can't really go from there. You're right, that's not nearly enough to go on.
It's true.
I looked through all his paperwork, all the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to, but nothing that might have been his password. When I think of how much time I wasted on this. Jeez. So there's a hidden room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we can assume that there must be some kind of clue waiting in there. But maybe for her there's more to it than that. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password. And if Kyoko can't figure it out, no way do I stand a chance. No, wait, there might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of, or something she didn't want to think of. For example, what about your name?
What?
Oh, sorry, I was just trying to think of what the password might be. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as his password, she thinks that he didn't care at all about her. Knowing how she is, I'll bet the idea never even occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it, just to be sure?
Well?
It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it, try it. Do whatever you want. Okay. I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name. But if that's not it, that might just hurt Kyoko even more.
Hey.
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong. Okay. In that case, here goes nothing. I collected myself, then turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. I typed in her full name, Kyoko Kirigiri. My hands were tense, slightly trembling as I finished typing it in. It worked. What? That did it? Kyoko, it worked.
Why?
Kyoko? Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko. Hey, Kyoko? I may as well have not even been in the room. Her gaze was fixed on only one thing. A present? Wrapped and covered with such joy. That's what made it so unusual. There's a brightly colored box here. It seems totally out of place here. The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm getting kind of a bad vibe from it. I mean, we can't not open it. Okay.
Makoto.
Be careful, Makoto. Why, do you think it's dangerous? No, not dangerous. But surprising, probably. Huh.
It would seem...
If it is what I think it is, at the very least, it's not something you'll be happy to see. Wait, so you know what's in here?
Anyway...
Just don't scream or anything, okay? Oh boy. Are you saying it's something that'll make me want to scream? Okay, I'm just gonna open it. Step by heavy step, I approached the box. I took a deep breath, then took hold of the lid. Slowly, ever so slowly, I lifted it up. Light began to sneak its way into the box. I stole a hesitant glance inside and... Kyoko's advice was no use. I let out a trembling cry. What? Oh, boy. What was in the box? It was bones. Human bones. It's the last thing I expected to find in such a bright, joyful box. I mean, who could have possibly imagined?
I see.
Just as I thought. What? Just as you thought? How could you have known that? Hey, Noble. Yep, this should be the final chapter. I mean, there were bones in there. Human bones. Well, it's not that I was thinking of the bones specifically. I just had a feeling it would be his body. That's pretty much the same thing, a dead guy in a box. My father. Huh? What about him?
Correct.
What you found in the box. Those bones. That body. That's my father. Or at least what's left of him. Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad? The same man she's been searching for? Hold on, how can you know that for sure? How do you know that's him?
So...
Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in this school right now. Yep, this again. Alter Ego said the headmaster is probably here in the school. But the only ones who were alive at the start of the killing game were us 16 students. When you put those two ideas together, it doesn't take much to assume
In other words...
that most likely my father was in the school, but he was also dead. That's my assumption anyway. If you recall, the very first scene in the game was Monokuma killing this unnamed guy, shooting him up in the rocket, and then he came back down as a pile of bones, very similar to that. I think that was the headmaster that he was killing there. As Kyoko explained her analysis, she was completely calm. Or, no, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it was just as she thought, so she knew it was a possibility. But I have to believe that at some point she wanted to be proven wrong. Which is why she never looked in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father so she could cut off all ties. But was that all there was to it? I gave up some of that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. Would she really give up her pride just for that? I couldn't help but wonder. Of course, we see this picture on the wall here. This picture. Aww. It's all faded. It must be pretty old. Is this a picture of... Hey, Kyoko.
Why would you...
Well, this is annoying. I came here to cut myself free of the past, and yet... to now find something like this. So what do you expect me to do now? Then I was right. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time, he must have really cared about her.
Why?
What? I wanted to face him and tell him myself, to cut him out of my life for abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here. And now he's abandoned me again. And this time he even stole the only opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father? Kyoko? This is really getting to her, even though she's trying not to show it. This filing cabinet seems like the kind of place you'd find a clue. I should take a closer look. But I don't think Kyoko would like some stranger like me touching her dad's stuff.
Hey.
It's fine. Check whatever you want. Are you sure? Okay, then. I went through each drawer one by one, starting from the top. But all I found were piles and piles of unrelated documents. He was pretty dedicated to his job, huh?
Well?
It's just because he didn't have anything else. He could have inherited our family business, our legacy. Instead, he left it all behind.
Now,
If he couldn't even handle a job like this, he would have been that much more of a failure. I'm sure he couldn't stand the thought of that, and it made him desperate. Wow. The headmaster's desk. It's probably hiding some kind of clue, so I really want to check it out, but I really don't want to touch Kyoko's dad's desk without her permission. She already said you can go ahead. Don't worry about me. Feel free to look around as much as you like. Are you sure?
because...
Never let anything get in the way of the investigation. I don't. Okay then, if you don't mind. Starting from the top, I opened all the desk drawers and looked inside. I rummaged through each one, finding nothing but unrelated documents. But in the last drawer... Huh, is this... It's an e-handbook, right? And it has a label on it that says, "In case of emergency." I found some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's desk.
In other words,
A handbook with no limitations, given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. I'm assuming that's what this is. I think you're probably right.
it would seem...
It might prove useful as we continue our investigation. Why don't you hold on to it? But Kyoko, I don't need it. If you want it, go ahead and leave it here. Then I guess I'll take it. Is it really okay?
Hey,
Makoto? Huh? Can I ask you a favor? Favor? What is it?
so...
I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you this, and I know it'll only inconvenience you that much more, but
Hey,
could you leave? Huh?
correct.
Just for a little while. I'd just like to be alone for a bit. Yeah, oh, don't worry, I'm fine. I just need to calm down a little.
Just a second.
I need to get my emotions in order. You know, Kyoko, you told me before about the relationship you had with your dad. How you're only connected by blood, not by heart and soul. But maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see me again someday. Is that what you're going to say? If so, it's just a theory. A game theory! And this isn't even an issue that can be settled with theories. That picture doesn't change the facts of what happened, what I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily. You're right. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
Once I've got myself under control, I'll return to the investigation immediately. So please, just give me some time to myself. Yeah, you got it. Then I'll see you later. Yeah, I heard about that. They are changing back the X5 Maverick names in the X Legacy collection. Is she really okay? Kyoko, it must have been a complete shock to her. I mean, it was a shock to me. To find out what happened to the headmaster. There's no doubt the mastermind performed that evil deed. They killed the headmaster, killed Kyoko's father, and killed the headmaster's dead. The one who finalized the plan to isolate you was the Hope's Peak headmaster. So that same person may well be the mastermind who planned this out. According to the files, yeah, man was late 30s, somewhere in this school. Yep. But we were wrong about that. The headmaster wasn't the mastermind. Which means the mastermind's true identity is... Yep, back to this. "15 of us met in the main hall. Add Mukuro to the mix and you get 16. And including me, only 6 of us are still alive. Everyone else is dead." Even Mukuro. Even she's undeniably dead. So the ones still left alive are me, Byakuya, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and Kyoko. Only those 6 people are still alive. Then there's no question. Wait, no, that can't be! I refuse to believe it. There has to be some other way. There just has to be. Okay, that's... after that lengthy scene. Really kind of does feel like a final episode of Survivor or something. Yeah, no kidding. Especially given that's totally what this sort of a more hardcore version of. Now that we have the the Headmaster's e-handbook, okay, yeah. Wait, but what about the emergency handbook I found in the Headmaster's hidden room? Okay, let's give it one more try. Alright, just what I was hoping for. Now let's see what we got inside. Oh, what's this? This locker's totally disorganized. Whoever it belongs to probably has organization problems in every part of their life. What's all this? It's a crystal ball. Huh, a crystal ball. No, it can't be. There's no way he ever used this locker. It's just not possible. Is this... This looks like a deck of playing cards. No, they're tarot cards. But aren't those used for telling fortunes? It's just a coincidence, right? All kinds of textbooks and notebooks stacked up in no particular order. And dust everywhere. I have to assume whoever's stuff this is didn't do a lot of studying. Not that I can really talk. Try and act as casual and natural as possible. I picked up one of the notebooks I saw. But the moment I looked inside the notebook, any sense of easiness I may have had evaporated. Yasuhiro Hagakure. What? There was no denying what I saw. Inside the notebook was written Yasuhiro Hagakure. Is this our Yasuhiro? The notebook also contained a large number of notes for a variety of different classes. Which would mean he attended classes here? No, that can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to the school at the same time as the rest of us. And we were all sucked into this evil world. We never had the chance to take any classes. So what is this notebook? That's definitely off-putting. There's only one other notebook we can, or only one other locker. Okay, it is this one. This thing's practically empty. Ah, cool. I hopefully the hopefully our version of the X Legacy collections will have the option to play the Japanese intro songs. There's just one thing, some kind of pocketbook. I don't see a name written on it, so I can't say for sure whose it is. But there's some writing inside. It could be important. I don't like violating the owner's privacy, but I better take a look. Looks like a girl's handwriting. All the letters are spaced out evenly, like whoever wrote them was measuring them. Whoever wrote this must have been really meticulous. Huh? I was flipping through the pocketbook, but my hand froze when I got to a certain page. I saw something familiar written there, words I'd heard before. There's a plan to turn Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolate the students here in a communal life. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster, and my father. So is this Kyoko's notebook. He was willing to give me some more details regarding the plan. Here's what he said. And it says she spoke to him. The point is to keep our student prodigy safe, to keep them as our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster. For the future of our country, our world, it's not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. We must isolate the superior youth from the corrupted world to serve as the foundation for a new era. This is the only hope we have. I hope that you'll be willing to go along with this plan. So that's what my father had to say to me. As usual, he made a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. I can't imagine a worse father. This can't be true, can it? But I knew who it was. And I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to. Kyoko. It couldn't be anyone else. But if this belongs to Kyoko, what was it doing in this locker? And what she wrote here completely contradicts what she already told me. She said she hadn't seen her dad since he left when she was little. I've decided to talk with the one who came up with the plan directly. So it happens to be the headmaster and my father. What does this all mean? What indeed? I quickly scanned the remaining pages of the notebook. I must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about this whole thing. But when I reached the last page, the question mark spinning through my mind just started spinning that much faster. When I looked at it, unlike the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy, disorganized, scrawled. Despair walks among us, and so we survive. There's a second despair. What is this? What does it mean? I have no idea. How could this possibly make any sense? But the more I see, the less sense it makes. Because these lockers, I mean, they had to belong to the previous students, right? So why am I seeing this? Why are there things in the lockers that look like they belong to the people here? A notebook that seems to belong to Hiro, and a pocketbook that seems like it belongs to Kyoko. There has to be some kind of explanation. But if I want to find that out, I have to keep moving the investigation forward. And I have to believe in everyone. All the other lockers are empty, so there's really no part in checking those. Okay. Now, where else? What else do we need to check? The headmaster's room on the 4th floor. Biolab. Okay. So let's head to the 4th floor. There's a couple places we can check here. Hey, Ina.
Makoto?
Are you here to look around too? Is that what you're doing here? Yeah, I can't help but wonder about that Monokuma door.
Yeah.
So I figured, if all the doors in school had been unlocked, that one should be open too, right?
But,
Although I couldn't bring myself to open it.
I mean,
It might explode, right? That really sucks. So, you open it. Oh, thanks, Hina. Thanks a lot. I'm sure she didn't mean it, but she made it sound like she was okay with me getting blown up. If that's the case, can we get Byakuya to do it? Okay, so I guess I'll open it. Wait, let me take cover first. I don't want to get exploded. Good God, Hina. Hina raced over to the nearby desk and hid underneath it. Okay, go ahead. Everything will be okay, right? Alright, here goes nothing. I threw all my weight into it, but the door opened much easier than I expected. Oh, wow. There's no explosion, thankfully. It's like I'm in a cockpit of a mech. My first impression was, whoa, this place is totally sci-fi. Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. What is this device? Looks like some kind of control panel. I think I know what this is. It's really over the top, though, like some kind of military installation or something. Yeah, it kind of looks like a mech cockpit, right? Hifumi would probably freak if he saw this. Cockpit. So the Monokuma room has a control panel that looks like some kind of cockpit. Then could that mean...
Okay.
Let's start poking at her or whatever. I'm gonna start pushing buttons. Hold on, you can't just sit or whatever, something like this. But it was too late. Hina was already jabbing away at the control panel. Huh? Did you hear that? Yeah, I think it came from the other room. Hina, what'd you push? I'm not totally sure, but I think it was that one. The button that says Data Center. Data Center. Took a good look at the control panel. And I saw a bunch of buttons, each with the name of a room next to it. And just like Hina said, there was one labeled Data Center. That must be the one she pushed. But the Data Center, that's right next door. The room we were just in. That's where the strange noise came from. I'd probably better go check it out. Yes, please. I'm kind of scared out of my mind right now, so I'll just cheer you on from over here. Oh, Hina. When did you become... like... Wait, there's some kind of hatch on the floor. But right now I need to check out the data center. Aw, but I want to check out the hatch! Well, okay. Let's go check out the data center. Did I just hear what I think I heard? Oh, yeah. Is that Monokuma? Hey, buddy. Hey. Ah, give me all your donuts! Huh? Is that you, Hina? What? Oh man, busted! How'd you know?
Say what?
Anyway, what is this? Some kind of remote control camera kind of setup? You don't even know what you're controlling?
Hello.
Well, I mean, I can't really see anything from in here.
Found it.
Ah, guess what I found? A self-destruct button. Whatever you do, don't push it.
Too bad.
Aw, man! Were you seriously gonna push it? Anyway, I guess that settles it. The room with the Monokuma drawing on it and the control panel inside. Yep. This is where the mastermind is controlling Monokuma. Oh, hey Makoto, what the heck was that just now? Monokuma. What do you mean? What you were controlling just now, it was Monokuma.
Huh?
Monokuma? What, for real? Yep, looks like that panel definitely controls Monokuma. Which means the mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. Yeah, they were definitely in here. The mastermind's been controlling Monokuma from this room. And this control panel is totally separate from the data center area with all the monitors. In other words,
Hey,
maybe the mastermind can't monitor us and control Monokuma at the same time. Kyoko's theory was right.
But
If the mastermind's been controlling Monokuma from here, that means they've been inside the school this whole time, right? I guess that would have to be true. Right, so they weren't just controlling him from, like, some remote location. But if that is true... Oh boy, this again. Yep. Then the mastermind, Monokuma's puppeteer, really is the 16th student. No, it can't be. There's no way, right? What's wrong, Makoto? I don't like that face you're making. Oh no, it's nothing. Okay. What about you? Is everything okay?
'cause, I mean,
Well, it's just... This is where the mastermind's been hiding, right? Who knows if they set up traps or something? I can't say it isn't possible, but I really hope it's not true. So, like,
So,
you want to leave soon? There's still lots of other places to check out. Yeah, good point. Can't waste all our time standing around here. Okay, you want to get going? Yeah. Okay. I want to check out the hatch, though. What's wrong, Makoto? Let's hurry up and get out of here. Come on, Hina. Where's your sense of adventure? Okay, fine. Click. What? As soon as the door to the data center was closed, I heard a strange sound. What was that? The door just locked on its own. What? My hand shot out to grab the doorknob. You're right, it's locked, but why? Of course it's locked, because the data center is now restricted. Monokuma.
just a second.
Hey, no fair, you can't just go around restricting whatever you feel like.
Hey,
It's for your benefit! Because if that room stays open, I won't be able to move around. Imagine how depressed everyone would get if the school mascot just up and stopped moving. Then that room.
yep.
As you may have guessed, that's where my controls are. So right now, you're being operated by someone in that room.
Yes, indeed.
Correctamundo!
You're a liar.
But that doesn't make any sense. We were just in there and we didn't see anyone. Oh, you didn't, did you? Are you sure you were as thorough as you could have been? Did you happen to check a certain suspicious hatch? No way. The hatch on the floor? Yup. Too bad. That was your one big chance, and you blew it. Thanks to Hina.
Too bad.
Of course, that hatch can't be opened from the outside anyway, so whatever. Oh, okay, so it didn't matter. Now then, this room is officially restricted, so no more investigating. I'll be relying on you guys to tell the others. Peace! He's gone, but
So,
was he telling the truth? The mastermind was hiding in there? In fact, if you think back to when we got locked out of the control room, that proves it for sure.
Huh?
Then, when I said we should leave, well, that hatch couldn't be opened from the outside anyway, right? So it's not your fault.
Sorry.
Okay. Anyway, we don't have to let it get to us. We just have to stay positive and make the most of the time we have left. You're right. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's keeping my body moving.
Okay.
Is that a come on? Oh, wait. Okay, I'm gonna go run around and tell everyone what we found here. Nice, you got me all motivated again. Okay, I'm out. See you later. Hina took off at a full sprint. I have to do what I can, too. That's the only way forward. Okay, that was the music room. I think there was the headmaster's office. This is the headmaster's room. I've heard an awful lot about it, but this will be my first time seeing it for myself. Makoto, it's you. Oh, Byakuya. Well, you came to the right place this time. Would you like to see something interesting? What do you mean, something interesting? Take a look at this. It was on top of that pathetically ostentatious desk. Class number 78 student registry. It contains profiles for all of us, and Mukuro.
So, in other words...
Apparently, Class 78 refers to us. Wait, when we found Mukuro's profile in Kyoko's room...
I see.
That's right, it also mentioned Class 78. This must be where Kyoko got that page. And since the rest of our profiles are listed in there along with hers...
In other words...
There can be no doubt, Mukuro was a student here at Hope's Peak Academy, just like the rest of us. Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student. That must be how Kyoko learned about it. But it seems Kyoko was in a hurry. What do you mean? I'm talking about when she stole it. The uneven tearing, the way the paper had been crumpled, she must have been in a hurry. Well, since she snuck in to get, I'm sure she wanted to get out as fast as possible. But what's your point? She was in so much of a hurry that she only got the first page. The first page? Correct. Mukuro's profile actually contains 2 pages. What?
So, in other words,
When it comes to this profile, there was more information about Mukuro that we still didn't have. Alright, let's hear it. What kind of information is it? Why do you ask me to explain every little thing? You can read, can't you? It seems to be some sort of detailed report put together by the headmaster himself.
interesting.
I don't know what kind of a man he was, but I'm glad he left us such an interesting clue. I was half listening to Byakuya as I skimmed through the report. Mukuro reappeared suddenly, and in the background an entity floats, close but just out of reach. Oh, and I see we finally get a picture of her for the first time. The entity known as the Ultimate Despair. Right now, I can't be sure if this is a single person or some kind of group. Whatever it is, Mukuro definitely has some sort of connection to it. I have a bad feeling about all this. I need to push forward with my research into the Ultimate Despair. And I need to pay attention to Mukuro's behavior, too. This is just my gut feeling, but I think she's dangerous. Despite the countless battles she must have gone through as a member of Fenrir, when she entered Hope's Peak, she didn't display any signs of battle wounds or scars. That fact alone proves her tremendous skill in battle. Naturally, I want to believe her. She's one of my students, after all. But if I decide she's a danger to the other students, I will be forced to take all reasonable measures. Mukuro is part of the Ultimate Despair. I don't think there can be any doubt about it now. But wouldn't that mean Mukuro and the Mastermind were allies? So why? Why would they kill Mukuro? Plus, even the headmaster seemed to be afraid of what Mukuro is capable of. They would have had to take her completely by surprise to kill her like that. Or maybe it means the Mastermind is even stronger than Mukuro was.
What?
What's wrong, Makoto? Huh?
That's fine.
You seem to be lost in thought, but I should probably point out one more thing. There's another important bit of information within the file that you stole. What is it? Did you notice the picture in there? A picture of a girl perhaps you've never seen before. Yeah. A girl who seems to be included as part of our Class 78. That should be enough for you to figure out who the girl is. And further information about that girl is included in the file. 5 foot 7 inches, 97 pounds. It even lists her vitals, 31, 22, 32. Well, what do you think? What do I think? Are you asking me, like, if she has a nice body? Is that what you're into, Byakuya? You hopeless idiot. What I'm trying to tell you is maybe you want to keep that in mind for later. I know exactly what he's referring to, which I'll elaborate on later. Maybe you'll make your way back to the corpse, and maybe you'll think, oh, could that mean... Wait, is he trying to say... There's a chance the body isn't actually Mukuro. Is that what he's saying? Personally, what I'm thinking seems all but impossible, but it wouldn't hurt to confirm, right?
It's all clear now.
That's what I was trying to say. What you do with that information is your business. So, I'm back to being Byakuya's errand boy. Oh, and one last thing. It's a bit of advice from me to you, so I suggest you pay attention. Advice for me? You seem to be getting along with Kyoko quite well. It's not that we're getting along, she's just done a lot to help me. Well, don't put too much faith in her.
In other words,
The cost of that faith might be more than you can afford. What are you saying? Just what I think. Call it a hunch. You don't think she's the mastermind, do you? I mean, if that's the case, why would she have come save me? A hunch. But my hunches tend to be proven right. The advice is free this time. Take it or don't, as you will. I'll keep it in mind, thanks. Alright then, is there anything else we can... Bookshelf seems really well made, and it's filled with files and thick books. Oh, is this... Has profiles of everyone I met at the beginning and Rukuro. Okay. Why would the mastermind kill her? That is a good question. There are documents scattered all over the floor. Somehow it makes me feel anxious. There are trophies and even a shield on the display case. Nothing else? Looks that way. Okay then, I think now we can just head up to the 5th floor. We can check out that biolab. Hey, cool, we can watch Raw. Or maybe not. Well, here I am in the biolab. It's so cold. It's like abnormally cold. I feel like I'm in a giant refrigerator. Seriously, why is it so cold? Yeah, this doesn't look like a biolab. This looks more like a morgue. Some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. On the left side, there's a bunch of glowing blue lights. On the other side... It's so cold. Why is it so cold in here? That's the first thing I need to figure out. There's a stack of tarps here. I've seen a lot of these things lately. Some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. I've seen something like this before. Oh, that's it. I've seen this kind of thing in horror movies and stuff. It's a fridge for storing dead bodies. Does that mean this biolab is actually a morgue? I should probably take a closer look around. It's on the left. The right-hand lights are off. Oops. There's some kind of booklet here. Looks like an instruction manual. We offer an eco-friendly alternative to standard dry ice for all your cadaver needs. In addition to the germicidal lamps, we also provide an ozone generator for the removal of ethylene gas. Simply insert the cadaver and the blue light will let you know the automated system's activated. Temperature and humidity levels will be adjusted automatically for optimum settings. With our system, anyone can keep a body fresh as a daisy for as long as you need. In the unlikely event of a problem, the red light will activate and an alarm will sound immediately. The exterior is stainless steel, and we do offer an optional leather upholstery upgrade package. Awesome. This is the instruction manual for the fridge? Well, looking around, I think I get it. It seems clear to me now. It's some kind of makeshift morgue. Right. And about those lights by each slot. Looks like it's set up so that when a slot is occupied, the blue light comes on. Which would mean inside each slot lit up in blue, another one of the victims is... I can't let my emotions take control right now. There's only one thing I can do for everyone who's died, and that's defeat the mastermind. And to do that, I have to continue my investigation. I don't have any other option. Stack of tarps, seen a lot of those lately. Yeah, you're right. Only 9 of them are lit. Assuming that this is where the bodies of the other students are being stored, that means one person that's supposed to be dead isn't. dojo. Oh, Toko. So this is where you were.
What do you want?
Am I so disgusting you want me out of your sight? No, that's not it at all. I just thought maybe you'd find a clue. Well, I haven't. I didn't find anything, not one single clue. I figured this place was related to the case. It would have to have something, right? But there wasn't anything out of the ordinary here. Give it back! Give me back my precious time! Calm down, Toko.
What's your problem?
Don't tell me to calm down! Do you have any idea what I'm going through right now? When everyone finds out, they're gonna call me useless. Good for nothing. Nobody's gonna say that. Master will. I'm not sure I can disagree with that. He would say that no matter what, I think. I don't want that. I'm sick of always being looked down on. Why won't anyone accept me? Well, I don't think there are any clues here, so maybe I'm gonna get going. Man, you are really hard on yourself, Toko. Wait, was there another... We found a clue in here, but it was just the Mastermind's attempt to frame Kyoko. Yep. Anything? I don't think there was anything else important in here. And of course, we want to check out the crime scene itself. Well, the body's gone. Huh? It's gone. Mukuro's body. It's not here. Maybe the body's inside the tool shed. I better check, just to be sure. Didn't find anything even close to a dead body. But if it's not in here either, then it must be... Could it be in the biolab? But corpses aren't the only things I need to check in here. There's one other thing. That tarp. A tarp played a key role in another case, so I better look into it. The killer used the tarp to keep the sprinklers from getting the body wet, which means the killer might have left some kind of clue behind here. I didn't notice this before, but there's a small stamp on one corner of the tarp. It says Biolab. Then this originally came from the Biolab. Yeah, we saw a stack of tarps in there, too. I'm still wondering about this pickaxe. Handle it says Crazy Diamond. Same thing written on the back of Mondo's coat. It's connected to Mondo somehow. Strange. You're right, we haven't seen Yasuhiro in a while either. That's all I really need to check here. Well, let's go check out the biolab again. Uh-oh. Oh, is it... Wait, is it time?
This is a school announcement. Is everyone working hard? Is your investigation coming along nicely? Well then, since you're all giving it your best, your generous headmaster will give you a little hint.
Oh, really?
For those of you who are interested, please make your way to the gym ASA possible.
What? Now he wants to give us a hint? It's suspicious, there's no doubt about that. This could be a trap. But even knowing that... He said to go to the gym, right? Oh, there's Hiro. Oh, hey, Hiro. Makoto! Why'd you act so surprised? No reason. You heard Monokuma's announcement, right? Are you here to find out what he has to say? I just did, actually. I'm on my way out. You already talked to him? What'd he say? Listen, sorry, but I gotta go. Hero, wait. What was that all about? There's no point trying to stop him. He ran off like a frightened animal. Hero? It's like he's trying to avoid me. I was hoping to talk to him about the notebook I found in the locker. Has he been hiding something this whole time? And now he's acting very strangely.
Hello, welcome, hello. Are you ready for your final hint? Well, it just so happens to be in the envelope on the ground in front of you.
Oh? The envelope? This must be the envelope.
And just so you know, I won't be answering any questions about what you find inside.
What?
Don't worry, just get on with it.
Monokuma's cryptic words didn't make me feel any better, but I picked up the envelope and opened it. What I found was a single photograph. Oh. It featured a bunch of faces I recognized extremely well. It was everyone who had come to Hope's Peak at the same time as me. Wait, but there's someone behind Sayaka. She's the only one I don't recognize. That must be Mukuro. Wait, that's not true. I do recognize her. That's right, when Byakuya and I were in the headmaster's room, we looked at that file. Mukuro Ikusaba. Then this girl is... Why? Why is Mukuro here with everyone else? Even more than that, just having everyone here pose like this is weird enough by itself. And we're all wearing matching uniforms. I don't remember anything like this. And now that I'm looking at it, it's not even everyone. I'm not in the picture. I'm the only one not there. This picture has all 15 other students, but not me. What does it mean? But I guess that makes sense. After all, I don't remember ever taking a picture like this. I went to junior high with Sayaka, but the first time I met everyone else was when I arrived here at Hope's Peak Academy. So it's natural for me not to be in this picture, but what's definitely unnatural is that everyone else is in the picture. I thought everyone was like me and didn't know each other until they got here. But if this picture is real, then could that mean... Could it be everyone else and just me? Everyone here except me is... How long are you gonna keep up this rambling soliloquy of yours, Hamlet?
What are you gonna do?
You're kind of getting in the way standing there, you know. So, I mean, get out. But I told you I'm not fielding any questions.
Unbelievable.
What kind of mystery would this be if I gave you all the answers? That'd be totally out of left field.
But I guess that means he's done talking. Damn it. Well, now what? So in the end, all I found in the gym was even more confusion. And with that confusion in hand, I left the gym dejected. How does that count as a hint? It just made me even more confused. Is that what Monokuma was going for? Probably. Did he put together a fake photo just to confuse me? But it looks so real, so full of life. How could anyone fake that? which would mean everyone but me were in cahoots. Maybe I should just ask everyone directly. That should clear all this up. No, I have to clear all this up. Is that what I should be doing then? Everyone in our usual meeting place. Oh, there's Hina. So this is where you've been hiding. Listen, I was hoping that I could talk to you. Makoto! What is it? Sorry, gotta go. What? She ran off so fast I didn't even have time to ask her to stop. Hina? Why? Why won't you talk to me? She's acting just like Hiro did. Hey, Ragnats! Is Byakuya in his room? If I set foot inside without asking, feed me of the vultures. And that's probably not a, that's probably not a euphemism. Oh, there we go. Ah, there he is. Wait, there's... Oh, right. Ah, yes, he's in his safe space. No, that's not what... Oh, Byakuya. Listen, do you think we could talk? Byakuya?
That's enough.
I have nothing to talk to you about. Don't talk to me as if we're friends. Hey, Byakuya, wait! But of course he didn't, he just walked away. What the? Why was he acting like that? Like he was purposely trying to avoid me? What else are we missing? Here's where Hiro is. Hey, Hiro? Makoto? What's going on with you? Every time I see you, you freak out like that. No! Sorry, but I'm in a big hurry. Once again, he ran off like a terrified rabbit. Hiro, what's wrong? I still wasn't able to talk to him about the notebook I found. It's like he was avoiding me. Like he was afraid of me. Why? That does sound very plausible, Coolio. And then what about Toko? I decided to visit the biolab one more time. And the first thing I saw when I got there was her passed out again. Toko! Oh, she opened one of the things and then passed out. Toko, are you okay? No. No, she's not dead, is she? Oh, nope. Oh, great. How are you doing, hun? It's cold. It's super cold. It's so cold I think I might catch cold. If you keep taking naps in places like this, I'm sure you will.
I see.
What? Was I asleep? I must have fainted again. I'll bet you were standing there staring at me getting all excited, weren't you? No, I wasn't.
Have you reached that certain
Oh.
age?
When what? Hot and bothered? Straight up horny? Okay, so why did you pass out? I don't know. Last thing I remember was me waking up just now. What'd you do to Miss Morose? Oh, that's right. Your memory stops and starts each time you switch. Bingo bazinga! We share the same basic knowledge, but our memories are very much separate. And don't say it like it's a bad thing. It's a blessing as far as I'm concerned. Because even if she forgets something, I totally remember. Yeah, you're right. Toko probably saw the picture. Jill hasn't. And because their memories aren't completely connected. So it's like double the memory. No, it's more like half. That's going to be important. But all I want to know right now is, where's my little darling? Tell me now where I slit your throat. I don't know. I'm sure Byakuya is around somewhere doing his own investigating.
Yes.
By himself? I assume so. I knew it. I totally knew it. I'm a total pro when it comes to all things master. I gotta hurry. I can't imagine how lonely he must be right now. You live the dream, girl. Toko shot off, her eerie laughter echoing behind her. Oh, I totally forgot to ask her about the picture. Well, there's no point in asking Genocide Jack anyway. Besides, I have more important things to do right now. Why Toko faint? There's got to be a reason for it. Yeah, this. The fridge, it's open. But I'm sure they were all shut tight last time I was here. That must be why she passed out. Oh,
Right.
Kyoko. She faints so easily. Kyoko,
Makoto.
it's getting late, isn't it? Are you okay?
Indeed.
I'm sorry if I made you worry. No, you don't have to apologize.
Listen.
About this room. Yeah, it's
It would seem
a morgue. Yeah, I kind of pieced that together.
I knew it.
I suspected as much. And Toko must have looked inside the fridge, seen what was in there, and, well, there you have it. You knew she fainted?
Indeed.
I was on my way here when Genocide Jack came running past me. I assumed she must have sneezed, but once I got inside, the real reason became clear.
It would seem
I imagine she came here to investigate, and when she opened the slot there, that's when she saw the body inside and dropped like a bag of rocks. Why is everything gotta be so difficult with her?
anyway.
We should close it up. Don't want to leave it hanging open like that. Yeah, good idea.
Makoto.
Give me a hand with this. Kyoko approached the fridge, hands outstretched. But suddenly she stopped. What's wrong?
Listen.
Maybe we should wait a second before closing it. Huh? How come? Because Mukuro's body's in here. Oh. Mukuro's corpse? Mukuro's body's inside the fridge?
I see.
Just like every other time, the Mastermind probably brought it up here while we were at the class trial. The Mastermind did it. Because they assumed we wouldn't be doing the class trial over again, I guess.
So
You may be right. Either way, now I can finally get a good look at the body. Oh, that's right. Kyoko didn't get a chance to check out the body during the last investigation.
Makoto.
I need to do my own examination of the corpse as soon as possible. I'm going to find a clue this time, and I'm going to grab the Mastermind by the tail. Okay, so what should I do?
So then,
Why don't you just wait over there? I'll let you know as soon as I'm finished. Just wait over there? That's it? Well, if you say so. I still wanted to check out those tarps. I think I've seen a tarp like this somewhere before. Yep. Same one I found in the garden tool shed. And if I remember, that tarp, it had a stamp on it that said Biolab. That's the tarp that was used to help camouflage the murder in the garden. At some point, someone got it from the Biolab and took it over there. I've already looked through the instruction manual. More importantly, on the left side of the refrigerator, a bunch of blue lights are on. These ones aren't. It would seem the blue light comes on when the slot is occupied. So when someone's in there, the blue light comes on. Looking around, the number of lights that are on, including Mukuro's, there's 9 in all. 9. 9 lights? 9 people? 9 doors? Oh, wait. Oh no, Ragnats, we're well past that chapter. This is actually the finale. I should ask Kyoko about that group photo. After all, she's in it too. Don't let me interrupt your investigation, but I wanted to talk to you about something. What is it? It's about that announcement Monokuma made earlier. You mean the one about a hint or something? I didn't take him up on the offer. Huh? Why not?
Because...
The only reason he'd give us a hint at this point would be to confuse us, to cloud our judgment. Yeah, Kyoko's too smart to take that kind of bait. I can solve this mystery on my own, without whatever hints he may have to offer. That's a good point. I wish I can go back and do the same thing, but what's done is done, I guess. Standing here looking at her, I don't think she's hiding anything from me. Is she right? Did the mastermind forge that picture as a trap to confuse us? It's gotta be it. There's no other explanation. Okay, Makoto, I'm done. Already? Gee, that was fast.
Indeed.
Anyone can do good work if they go slow. In that spirit, I'll make my report brief. So did you find anything?
Indeed.
I paid careful attention to the wounds and the traces of blood, and it seems highly likely that the stomach wound and blow to the back of the head were inflicted after death. Really? The burnt tissue made things a little difficult, but I'm completely confident in my findings. So that means neither of those were the fatal injury, right? Then what was the fatal injury? Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but those were at least several days old. The only other option is those other wounds, but the file said they were old.
Is that right?
Where does it say they were old? Huh?
Because...
All the Monokuma file says is they were inflicted several days ago. I guess I don't see the difference.
Wrong.
Well, the difference is immense, considering the impression that they give.
Listen.
You seem to be equating several days old with simply old.
However...
But that doesn't quite follow logically. Old wounds, it makes it sound like they've been there forever, like they're not related to the murder. Yes, Ragnats. And you're saying they are? But we all got the Monokuma file right after she was killed, right? So if the wounds were at least a few days old, there's no way they could have had anything to do with it.
So then...
So what if Mukuro herself wasn't killed within the last few days? What?
At the very least...
Certainly you can allow it as one of the many possibilities, can't you? One of many?
Right.
A detective doesn't have supernatural powers. There's no way to predict the answer from the beginning. Instead, the ideal detective begins by imagining as many possible scenarios as they can.
In other words...
They envision those possibilities without prejudice, without bias, using only their logic and common sense. Then, as they investigate, they test what they find against each of these possibilities. Of course, telling you this doesn't mean you'll be any good at detective work. But beyond using that to solve this particular mystery, you should keep it in mind for the future.
Hey.
So if there's anything else you'd like to know about the condition of the body, now's the time. Come to think of it, there was one thing. Earlier when I was looking at Mukuro's profile, it listed her height and weight.
So...
5 foot 7 inches, 97 pounds. Vitals were 31, 22, 32. Did I get that all right? You remembered all that? They are indeed consistent with the corpse.
Indeed.
So, and don't forget about the Fenrir tattoo. There's absolutely no mistake.
Indeed.
Our victim in this case is, without a doubt, Mukuro Ikusaba. Is it now?
And?
Is that all you wanted to ask? Yeah, I think so.
So then,
Then it looks like we have no further business with Mukuro's body. Let's get going. It's kind of chilly in here. Wait, are we not going to put the body back? Don't you think it's kind of sad leaving it out like this?
why?
Sad? Did you forget? She was our enemy once. A part of the ultimate despair. But she still got killed. She's still a victim.
Hey,
Have you ever heard the phrase, you reap what you sow? Well, yeah, but still. You really are naive, you know that? It's really quite appalling. But she could have abandoned me, but she decided to help me instead. So for someone like that, what does it mean to be naive?
so then,
I think we've done all we can do here. Back to our separate investigations, yes? Oh, hold on. I still have one more thing to do. Something I need to talk to Kyoko about. Oh, right, the notebook. I need to ask her about the pocketbook I found in that locker. If I don't do it now... Hey, Kyoko? I did have one last thing. I know I shouldn't, but I feel like I have to ask.
what?
Go ahead, out with it. Have you really not seen your dad even once since you got here?
What? So,
What do you mean? Well, you know all those lockers on the second floor of the dorms?
Indeed.
Yes. But to get into any of the lockers, you need the handbook of whoever the locker belongs to. Actually, I managed to get them open using that emergency handbook.
I see.
The one you found in the headmaster's hidden room.
And?
So did you find anything worthwhile in the lockers? I found a pocketbook, and after looking through it, I think it must be your pocketbook.
Why is that?
What makes you say that?
Because,
Like I said, only the locker's owner should be able to get into it, right? I can't imagine those lockers belong to any of us. After all, we only got access to that area just recently. What I'm saying is there's no way I could have had access to any of those lockers. And if I did have a pocketbook, why would I bother putting it in a locker? Everything you just said makes perfect sense, but there was something written inside. It was about the headmaster. About your father.
if that's true...
Could that mean that video is real too? Video?
Makoto,
I think everything is starting to finally fit together to reveal a cohesive picture. Although, I'm afraid that picture might be worse than anything we could have imagined. What are you talking about? I need to go investigate those lockers, right now. I need to confirm what you just said with my own two eyes. Oh, let me give you the headmaster's handbook. That way you can...
So,
That won't be necessary. If I'm right about this, I shouldn't have any problem opening a locker with my own handbook. After all, it would seem that it's my locker. Your locker?
Makoto,
If you watch this, it will all make sense. Class 78, urgent interviews.
so,
I found that in that hidden room after you left.
anyway,
I don't have time to explain exactly what I think it means, so just watch it and see for yourself. I think you'll realize exactly what it means. You'll understand why you found my pocketbook in a place none of us have ever seen before. None of this makes sense right now, but I guess that means there's some important clue on this DVD.
Makoto,
Oh, and now it's my turn. Do you have a second to listen to me ramble? Ramble?
in other words,
So as it turns out, the arrangements I'd made didn't stick. What I mean is, I'm less and less sure of everything, even my own feelings. You're talking about your dad, right? I can never find the answers to the questions I wanted to ask for the rest of my life, and all because of the mastermind.
however,
But there's one thing I am sure of. When it comes to the mastermind, there's no room in my heart for forgiveness. I swore to destroy the mastermind. This is just one more reason to follow through on that. Kyoko's eyes burned with the fire of determination. the determination to defeat the mastermind. It's strange to be confronted with his death and suddenly feel this way. I couldn't care less if my father had found happiness.
Why?
So why is it? Why does it bother me so much to know how he suffered? I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. You really do care. It's ridiculous. There's just no understanding it, I guess. She let out a small laugh as she said it, but her smile was filled with sorrow.
Whew.
So that's it for my rambling. There's still much to do before I can consider my task complete. Yeah, you're right.
Hey,
But keep this in mind. There's only ever one absolute truth. Whether that truth serves justice or suffering. Whether it's the greatest truth or the worst. What do you mean?
Makoto.
Even if the truth you uncover is filled with hopelessness, you still can't give up hope. Absolutely not, because all I can do is keep moving forward. That's pretty much all I'm good at, you know? Indeed. Sorry if that was strange.
So then,
Anyway, I need to get going. I'll see you at the class trial. Leaving behind that final farewell, Kyoko was gone. I better get going myself. I got that DVD from Kyoko. I should head to the AV room to check it out. Kyoko said something about hopeless truth. But no matter what happens, I won't lose hope. Even if it's the worst truth in the world. I can't afford to lose. Okay, this segment has gone on for quite a long time. I'm going to take a real quick break though, and I'll be back as we continue this investigation. So, see you guys in just a few minutes.